Hello again and welcome to another Warhammer 40k Morty and Glory Battle Report. In today's video, we find the Imperial Elite, the Militarum Tempestus Scions, zooming in to face off against the vile traitors of the Blood Pact. It will be firepower versus fanaticism. It will be numbers versus skill. And we welcome back to the channel once more, Commander James, and a face reveal! There we go. For those of you that have been watching this channel for a while, you will be familiar with Commander James. He is my bolt action partner in crime. But before that, before he collected the Royal Marine Commandos, he actually collected another elite force way back in the dark days of 8th edition. You collected your Scions.
Yeah, you started me on this path of Scions.
Of madness.
Let me just show you this great game. Oh yeah, first try is free.
I have no regrets, dear viewers. No regrets at all.
None at all.
But yeah, so it's great to have you down, James. This time, we're on my house, Kimasabi. I often go up and play on James's fantastic boards. You have your custom resin boards. They're all made with like water features and everything. It's pretty cool. But today I thought I would make you come down here and you can play on my peasant board.
Still looks really cool.
Well, you get all the credit because I used to be very bad at terrain, and James, when he got into it, was the person that actually became our terrain expert in our gaming group. And it's thanks to him that I know about using bits of moss and stone and having scatter terrain. I just used to like plonk down like these and nothing else. I'm like, yeah, that'll do, that looks good. But no, in fact, you painted all of these for me. I remember. You are definitely the power behind the throne. So James, it's great to have you down in the battle bunker, and hopefully we should have a pretty exciting game today.
Yeah.
But without further ado, let's get into the army list, because we have a new channel army. It is the Blood Pact. I've been working on this for a while, and I know that especially those of you that follow me on the streams will be very excited to see this in its debut battle report. So let's stop the pre-game preamble, the preamble if you will, and let's dive into the army lists. And here we have the two armies that will be battling to the death today. And we're going to start off with the Traitor Guard. And before we go any further, I want to say a massive thank you to Anvil Industries. They sell loads of fantastic third-party bits for Warhammer 40k, and they were kind enough to sponsor the channel and sponsor this video. This entire army was sent to me by Anvil. They sent me all of the bits, and I've been furiously building and painting it up to get it ready for your viewing pleasure. So if you like the look of this army, you like all the models, and you think, you know what, I want to get myself some bits like this, not only do they sell Traitor Guard, but they also sell loads of regular Guard bits as well. I think we've even got some Marine stuff and some Sisters of Battle, so plenty of different options for you to convert your armies with. And they're just a really good company. Both James and I can attest to the fact that we've been using Anvil for years, before they ever decided to sponsor the channel. And now that they are sponsoring the channel, it's just amazing because we both support that company.
My first models were Anvil Industries.
There you go. James' first ever models were from Anvil many a year ago. In fact, if you are a channel member, just something to mention, Anvil have been kind enough to give us a discount code. So if you become a channel member, it's a couple of quid, then you can get yourself into the Morty and Glory Discord server, and in there you will find a discount code to get 5% off any of your purchases with Anvil. So once again, big thank to Anvil, and now let's take a look at the list. I would say beginning with the infantry corps, but it's all infantry today. We have got 1, 2, 3 big 20-man squads of infantry. These are your standard infantry squads, and each one is armed with an autocannon, a Voxcaster, a plasma gun, and we've also got each sergeant who's going to be equipped with a power sword and plasma pistol, because why not? It's free. And then we've also got a final squad here, which is going to be equipped with a heavy bolter and a Voxcaster, and we've also got a sergeant with a Well, we'll have a plasma pistol and power sword again. Why not? Again, it's all free. If it's free real estate, We've then got 2 platoon command squads. Each one of these has got an officer with a plasma pistol and a power fist. And then we've got a melter gun, a grenade launcher, a voxcaster, and a medipack. And we've got 2 of those. And then we've got our Death Corps Marshal here. And then we've also got a heavy weapons squad. And they've got 3 missile launchers. And then we've got a block of 20 Catachan jungle fighters. All of these will have flamers, and there'll be sergeants and voxcasters, and it's WYSIWYG. So what you see is what you get. And leading them is going to be Pseudo-Straken. Now, obviously, it's not actual good or Iron Hand Straken. In fact, these aren't actually Catachan jungle fighters. They're just very, very angry Blood Pack troopers. But leading them will be our Pseudo-Straken. He is going to have all of the benefits of Straken. He will be leading his block of fanatics. In fact, the theme for the entire army is the Blood Pack. So any Gaunt's Ghost fans here will recognise this army. The Khorne soldiers, the professional troopers of the Blood Pact, modelled on the Imperial Guard. And these are not zealous cultists. These are, in fact, well-trained, well-disciplined. And one of the things that the Imperium always feared in the Savage Worlds Crusade, instead of facing off against cultists and zealots, they ended up facing off against some genuinely good troopers that could rival and in some cases even beat the Imperial Guard. We'll see today, won't we, James? Will I be able to beat you? Well, without further ado, why don't we take a look at the Scion Army today? So here we have about 900 points of Scions, and joining us is, once again, my partner in crime, Commando James. You are well known for our bot action battle reports, but you have started dipping your toe back into 40k. In our last game, your Scion/Guard took on the Tyranids. It was a brutal fight, but it technically ended in a draw, but I had about 1 termagant crying in the corner like, please, no! But now you're back with the pure Scions, the army that you are well known for in our 40k circle. Obviously, in bot action, you're known as the Royal Commando guy. So, James, do you want to take us through roughly what you've got? And I can always pick up on some of the details.
Yeah, so I've got a 5-man command squad at the front, med pack, volley gun, and a melter gun.
Yep.
And then moving on to Commissar.
Oh, yes.
One of the old school metal Commissar models. Just,
got that plasma pistol, got that power sword.
Really like that pose of him just charging in.
I think that's the best Commissar model they ever made.
Commissar should do.
Yeah, I love it. And I think because we had a few points left over, we gave him the death mask. You don't know what that does, but he has a death mask. That's the important thing.
And then the 10-man squad's gone kind of heavy with the anti-infantry, so flamers, volley guns, plasma and volley guns, and then is there grenade launchers and bullets?
No, it's more flamers, volley guns, James. Everyone who's watching this right now, I want you to lambast James. Lambast him, viewers, lambast him, because he was like, oh, what are you running to? I'm like, oh, I'm running like a pure infantry army, Anvil Centre. He was like, oh, that's interesting. And the first thing he unpacked was the Vulture.
Yeah. A Vulture. What a horrible model that is from Games Workshop. If anyone from Games Workshop watching, that is a horrible model.
To build.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
That is the
aesthetically.
It's the best flyer in 40k, in my opinion. Big fan of an Apache. Who'd have known that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was an 80 quid model you took a hacksaw to
get it to fit together.
Yeah.
Is embarrassing. But
yeah.
High quality resin models, definitely. So we've got the Gatling guns, which you can't get anymore. And
you sound quite bitter, James, as someone who's coming back to the game.
I wanted a fleet of these guys. But,
we've already got Salty Simon. We're going to have to call you Jaded James.
Yeah. Yes, nice. And then the Valkyrie,
Yes.
Valkyries, with the missile pod, and there is a...
Sure you don't want to take the anti-flyer missiles on these?
Oh, yeah, they're really cool.
The one-shot anti-flyer missile. You got one, Fox 2.
And then on the back there's a guy, again, I think they're supposed to be heavy bolters, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the door gunner, man, sticking out the back. It's so cool. So this was your first love. For those of you that maybe joined for the first time, I should explain. James got into 40k beginning of 8th edition, and you went all in. All the Scions, every model converted, all sort of conversions and bit swaps, and you went with the proper realistic paint scheme and everything. And then you sort of ducked out with 9th edition. You were like, this looks a bit competitive for me. And then you came back in with 10th, and with Forge World quibbles aside, we've actually been having quite a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Our last game, Tyranids versus Guard, I felt like it was the first game in a few years that actually was something we really enjoyed playing against. So it felt like our old 8th edition days. So, but normally you're used to fighting NIDS in GSC.
Yep.
And today you're fighting a different kind of traitor. I like to think in our ongoing story that we've been slowly developing. Your Inquisitor was like, there's some cults on this planet. And he hasn't looked too closely at what kind of cult is. He's just assumed it's like the same bloody Xenos cult he's been dealing with for years. They're all the same. Yeah. And then actually they've turned up and the reports from the commissars were like, yeah, these ones were a bit angrier. These ones were a little bit angrier than the last ones. Maybe it's a new threat that's emerging in our story. The Imperium's always beset, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's all for the armies. It's going to be pure infantry, very much an uprising here. We haven't got any armor, we haven't got any air power or anything like that. We've just got cultists armed with rifles and everything. Disciplined cultists, but no major assets. And on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, we have got the elite. We have got the best of the best. We've got Scions and air power versus pure numbers. So I guess there's only one thing to do. We need to get deploying and find out who's going to win today. And here we have the field of battle after deployment. And I thought, you know what? Let's start off with the Scions, the gentleman's army, the scalpel of the Imperium. And starting off on the right, we have a big 15 block of Scions. We've got the command squad who have joined onto this block of Scions here. That's a big 15-man squad. And James, because you've combined those two together using the leader rules, this whole unit now has sustained hits, which means if you get a 6 to hit, it becomes 2 hits.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty spicy.
Pretty good.
It's pretty spicy. And then you've got the Cheese Master 9000, the Vulture, and you decided that both of your planes were going to start in hover mode.
Yes.
We went through the aircraft rules, and you were like, hover. I don't want to wait till turn 2. I want this game to be one and done. But you're going to go first. You're going to delete my army. It's going to be great. That's the plan.
Yeah, well, I've never had a 40k win on the channel before, so...
You had a draw?
I had a draw.
Have you won a bot action?
I think I've won a bot action.
I'm sure you won a 40k one.
Maybe. I don't remember.
In 8th edition?
I don't remember it. It's been a long time.
Okay.
Can you bring down a peg or 2?
Well, I'm much softer than I used to be. And then we've got the Valkyrie, and there are 10 blokes inside that with the Commissar.
Yep.
Excellent. And then you've got 10 Scions here guarding your home objective. We'll go through the objectives and missions in just a moment, dear viewers. Over to the Blood Pact. We've got a big 25-man block. And I should have said in my army list, I've just taken it very casually today. These are Traitor Guard, so I am using Imperial Guard. So it is Guard v Guard today, but we've mixed it up by one of us being Guard and one of us being Scions. Just thought I'd mention that in case people are like, where's the Traitor Guard Codex? So we're using regular Imperial Guard rules today. So this is a 20-man infantry squad with a command squad, and they're guarding my home field objective. And then we've got another 25-man infantry squad here. We've got the 3 missile launchers. I know that this is a bad place for them to be if I go second, but you've got to have the RPG team, the hunter-killer team, just sat there, just launching missiles out the top. And hey, if they die, I can probably bring about the reinforcements anyway, so it'll be all right. And then over here, we've got a big push. Got a 20-man infantry squad led by the Death Corps Marshal, and we've got our 20 Kaschans led by Strachan, and then we've got our spare 10-man squad just up here with their heavy bolter. So that is the deployment. Now for missions, once again, we are playing only war. The reason we're doing that is this is James's second ever game of 10th edition 40k. Well, as always, James, you are learning your entire 40k experience on camera.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want that?
All my mistakes shall be revealed, yes! So we're playing only war. There's 4 objectives, and we placed them down in places that we thought would be cool. So we had one here in the ammo crates with the little sort of command console. We put one on the Tower of Doom, and I think to make it spicy, it should be on the top floor.
Okay.
Because I think that makes it...
I have airplanes.
Exactly. I think it makes it spicy, but it also feels right because there is obviously this big sort of like war room on top here. And then you've got your one next to the broken Lehman Russ. It may be able to be salvaged if you hold on to it for the rest of the game. And then, of course, we've also got, in that sort of theme, we've got a broken down Chimera with another objective next to some supplies there. We've not placed them down with any sort of tactical thought, apart from as long as we've got one in each one of our bases. And then we just put them where we thought would be cool. That was it. So mission, in case of you're not certain, only war is you hold an objective, you get a point. Really simple. I actually, in a funny sort of way, prefer this to some of the more tactical missions in 40k just because it's easy. And sometimes I like to be able to switch my brain off and just play beer and pretzel. So even if you're a veteran player, I would recommend trying out Only War. Don't just dismiss it because it is a great way to have a casual game with friends. All the competitive players watching this are like, no, not allowed. Cutthroat! I like playing competitive, by the way. I'm very much taking the piss out of myself in that. But that's the mission. That's the deployment. I think there's only one thing for us to do. Find out who's going to go first. So, James, as my guest, would you like to roll first?
Yes, good luck.
Doing
the wanker sign.
Do the wanker sign.
Yeah.
Hey!
That is karmatic justice.
Hey! Only just. Oh, my days.
That is a metaphor for my dice rolling on this channel.
My dice rolling, Salty Simon, the Admiral Simon, even admitted at the end of our last battle report that my dice rolling was, I didn't get any normal Tim bullshit luck. Yeah, bullshit. Exactly. So
coincidentally, the game that me and Simon played against each other took forever because we couldn't kill
each other. It'd be cool to get you and Simon down to play a game together on the day. That would be nice. All right, so that the Traitor Guard, yes, the dark gods have blessed me, and we shall drive them. We shall put them to the sword. We shall collect your skulls for corn. I probably won't do all that much damage turn 1. Anyway, it's gonna be Traitor Guard turn 1. End of movement and command phase for the Blood Pact, for the Gower. Yeah, I'm getting into it now, James. I was kind of like, pretty chill beginning the battle report. Like, oh, yeah, this is the army. But now I'm seeing it moving forward. I'm like, yes, baby. I am full Traitor Guard. Fuck the Emperor. Just watch that subscriber count drop, James.
You said it, man.
So in terms of my actual movement, this squad stays still. Heavy weapon team stay still. This blob just moved forward 6. This blob moved forward 6. And this blob moved and advanced. And they moved forward 11 inches. In terms of orders, Strachan, we need a name for him. Chat, suggest a name for Pseudo Strachan. And whichever one is the best one, I will pick it. I will use my executive decision to do that. Well, it's not really an executive. I will use my power as a minor chaos warlord to decide. So we've got Pseudo Strachan's blob moving forward here. In terms of orders, they got take cover. This squad got take aim. I gave take aim to the missile launchers from down here. And then I also gave take aim over here. So basically, take aim, take aim, take aim, take cover. We're taking something. Things are being took. So that was my...
Very chaos over you.
Yes! Like we shall take it! We shall take it from you! Yes! So now, let's do some shooting. And it should be pretty quick. So we're just going to go straight into it. Starting off, we are going to do 3 missiles. RPG! Straight into the Vulture. Now, I appreciate that the Vulture is a very, very cool model. And if I kill it turn 1, I'll be very, very sad. So I'm going to give it a tickle with the missile launchers. And then just see what happens. Probably move on to the Valkyrie after that. But you've got to shoot a plane with RPGs. It's got to be done. So I'm hitting on 3s. So that's 2 auto wounds. Oh, no! No! And then I've got to wound you on a 5. No. Okay, so now you've got 2 4-up saves to make. So it can't die.
Oh.
Can't die.
So he says.
2 4-up saves. Make 1, fail 1. That's okay.
That's okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to do D6 damage. For a respectable amount. Not too much. A good showing from the only anti-tank in my army before it gets blasted off the table by the Punisher cannons. We're going to shoot this blob next. 1 autocannon at the plane, 1 autocannon at the big squad there. So plane cannon. 2 hits because I stayed still. No wounds because Valkyries and Vendettas are now toughness 10. They're flying leaving russes, James.
Pretty tasty.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, Canicum knows how to make good planes.
Well, when you last played, those autocannons would have wounded you on 3s. Because strength 8. No, 4s. Strength.
Which feels a bit more lore accurate, but
yeah.
That just feels better now as a plane player.
I think I think vehicles are too squishy in 8th, and I think it just felt like...
Yeah, that's when we was running my 100-man block of Scions.
Yeah, that's when James eventually, by the end of 8th, this was transition to a pure Scion army, because he was sick of Tauroxes. Just like, stop exploding, you cowards! So then we've got the next autocannon, this one here into the infantry blob. 1 auto wound, 1 hit, and 2 wounds. So 2 wounds, AP -1, so you're in cover, so 2 4-ups. 1 guy. Now, technically, you get 3 6-up feel no pains here, but you have to pass all 3 of them or a guy dies.
Okay.
But who knows? 666.
No.
So 1 guy dies.
1 guy is dead.
So this squad has fired, did nothing to the vulture, but did manage to kill a Scion here. And then we've just got a few more autocannons. So we've got 2 autocannons from this blob. It will be hitting you on 5s because it moved, so it doesn't benefit from heavy, and it didn't get take aim. 1 hit. No wounds. That goddamn vulture! And then we've got the 2 autocannons from here shooting at it. They're hitting on 4s. 2 misses because they moved. No auto wounding. Double wounds, sir. 2 3-up saves. In style. The Inquisition is with you today, my friend. And then I think my heavy bolter is just in range of your Valkyrie, so I'll shoot him at that. 1 hit because I didn't give it take aim. No wounds. And that is my shooting, and that is my turn. 1 dead Scion and 4 wounds chipped off of Vulture. Not too bad. I keep worrying that I'm going to kill the coolest model, but in different battle reports. But the coolest model ends up being vehicles, and vehicles and monsters are really tough now, so it's not too bad. So end of Traitor Guard turn 1. We have pushed forward. We're almost on this objective here, and we're securing this one here, and we've got a big push going into the middle. But how will the Scions respond to this? Let's find out in Scion, turn 1. All right then, we are going in hot. It is time for some Scion action. In his movement phase, James move forward, Mega Blob 1, and they are going to unleash hell onto this squad defending the objective. The flyer came swooping in. It's Broken Arrow! And they are ready to do a gun run. So that's seen in Black Hawk Down when the little birds come in and strafe all the guys on the rooftops. They're all going to get cut down. And then the Valkyrie coming in as well, ready to unleash missile pod death. And then the slightly anticlimactic point, these guys stay still. So James, where do you your orders were just take aim over here as well?
Yes.
And you gain a CP. We're both on 2 command points now, so if we lose something, it could come back. I shall be red today, well, orangey red, I think that's appropriate. And you can be grey, because you are the cold heart of the Imperium. There you go. So we'll bring the roving dice tray over to you, sir.
Yes.
And where are you starting first?
We'll do the plane first.
The big boy, yeah.
Big boy
So
first.
36 shots. 36 shots from the twin Punisher cannons coming in. And I assume you're going to put them all into the big blob? Or are we thinking maybe something for the missile launchers?
Well, I was thinking about the missile launchers, but it's just more fun, isn't it, to shoot the big blob?
It is more fun to shoot the big blob. You can always put the heavy bolter into the missile launchers.
Yeah, let's do that.
Little tickle. That's fair play. Okay, so you need 36 dice for the 2 Punisher cannons, each one getting 18 shots, hitting on 4s, strength 5, AP 0, damage 1.
Sorry, well,
gathering on. Talk amongst yourself, dear viewers. How's the weather today? Very British thing to talk about. You know, did you see that ludicrous display last night?
What was Wenger thinking?
What was Wenger thinking of bringing Walcott on that early? That's an old reference. Oh my god.
That's your 6.
I'll give some nice panning shots of the battlefield. Show off these beautiful anvil models a bit more. There we go. My favourite ones are the ones that I gave AK-47s to, because I thought if there's one weapon that's going to make it into the 41st millennium, it's going to be that.
It's going to be AK.
The AK. So what's this? You ready?
This is 30. That's
okay.
Right.
That's 30. That's 25.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 26. Are you running out of dice, James? That's 32.
32.
So to take... That's it. That's right. That's right.
I did get it right.
You got it right, yes.
Brain.
Now he's going to pick them all up again. Right, here we go. Only the most riveting content of Morning Glory. A man struggling to count to pick up dice. He's rolling them in a fist. It is a fist of dice. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to let you pick those dice out, and we'll be back in just a moment. And once we've picked out the sustained hits and the misses and the regular hits, you in total hit with 25 dice. 25. Obviously, you missed a few more times after the sustained hits picked up, so not too bad. But now you're wounding me on 3s. Okay, and we'll let you pick those dice out, and we're back in a second. And once James had finished picking out the 1 million dice that he rolled, I ended up with about 15 or 16 wounds. Now, I will have the benefit of cover, sir. Mm-hmm. So I will be on a 4+ save. Dead. 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 Ugh. So I didn't do too well on my save. So James, could you remove those dice, please? And then I have a 6 at Feel No Pain, because I also have a medic. There we go. That balanced it out a bit. So in total, I have lost 6 men from my blob. It's not too bad.
It's a bit disappointing from my end. I shot you quite a lot.
You shot me quite a lot. Well, you want your officer of the fleet and stuff. He's very good. But now you have to take all 3 advisors. So it's been like...
Oh, you can't just take the one.
But they're only 40 points. So they're like the price of 1 before, and now you get all 3. So it's like, okay, GW, like, that's fine. I'm not complaining. I'm actually quite happy about it. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I was about to say, what was about 3, James? He was like, no!
That would have been disappointing.
Yeah, there we go. Our first 6 casualties. Bunch of riflemen and stuff. There we go. All right, heavy bolter into the weapon team.
Yep.
3 dice, sir. Hit on 4s. That's 2 sustained hits. That becomes 4 hits. 3s. That becomes 3 wounds. That becomes 3. You take those ones out. I'll use my ones. That becomes 3. Big dicist. That becomes 3 5-up saves. Each one of these that I fail will kill a base because it's 2 damage each. So 1 dies. Squeaky bomb time. I thought it was going to be worse. So he's dead as well. And then, yes, that's the Vulture. So we'll do the Valkyrie next. Now, do we have our data cards? You do?
Yes.
So let's, you've obviously put some reinforcements on your one. So you've got, let me have a lock at that. So you've got the multiple rocket pod. You've got 2 of those. So you need to roll 2d6 first. So that's 6 and a 1. And I need to add 8 to that. So that's 7 plus 8, 15. Because they're blast. And because you've got 2 of them, you get the plus 4 each time. I'm assuming you're shooting this.
I'll shoot that 20-man.
The Strachan blob or
Strachan blob.
Yeah, Strachan blob. Okay. So that becomes 15 shots. And you'll be hitting on 4s, but wounding on 2s because it is strength 6 now. Nice. Whoop. Excellent. We'll let you pick this out. And then you're wounding me on 2s. A 1, and that's 5 saves. I won't be dices this time. To make it easier. That will be 2 dead. And I don't have a medic in there, so that's 2 dead. And then we'll just keep a little tally of 2 for me. And then you've got your 2 heavy bolters. I'll just double check it's not a twin heavy bolter. No, 2 heavy bolters. So 6 shots. No 6s this time, but lots and lots of hits, which is excellent. And they're winning on 3s. Excellent, so just 1 fail. And then this will be 4 more. I should be on 5 ups. 5 ups because of the cover. Oh, excellent. There you go. So 1 more guy dies. And then you've got your multi-laser, which is 4 shots.
Multi-laser. 4 shots?
Yeah, it's gone up a bit. But it's got no special rules. Classic multi-laser always lets you down. And then 1 wounding on a 2. Hey! Good old multi-laser always lets you down.
Just see that guy's rockets coming down, explosions happening, guys getting their heads obliterated with heavy bolter, and the one guy gets hit with a multi-laser, like, just completely laced up and down. And it's just like, oh man, I've got a bit of a suntan now.
Yeah, he's just tanned a little bit. Oh my days. So those are the 3 casualties inflicted there. Excellent. Well, I think the rest of your turn is just going to be a bit of volley gun, long range volley gun fire. So we'll do that off camera, and we'll be back at the end of your turn and beginning of Traitor Guard turn 2. So once the volley gun fire had finished licking out, you were able to kill 3 of the guards from here. You were quite happy with the hitting on 2s, full rerolls, sustained hits situation.
Yeah, it's pretty good as a guard player, isn't it?
Yeah. So you just with 3 volley guns, you're able to kill 3 guys at long range. Imagine what you could do if you were at close range, James. We'll get there soon. And then over here, you were able to kill 2 guardsmen with the volley guns from this squad. I say 2 guardsmen, 2 blood-packed troopers. So that's the end of your turn. We'll now go over to Traitor Guard, turn 2. Turn 2 for the Dark Forces of Chaos. This squad stayed still and decided to continue to take aim at the incoming flyers. This unit is pushing forward, push on to Moscow. We are going to try and take this objective here. The missile launchers stayed still, but they did not receive any orders this time. Instead, the officer decided that giving take aim to his own squad would be the better choice. And then over here, Strachan's mob continued to take cover, sitting on the objective. And I may have forgotten that last time, but I think we picked it up overall in the washer stuff. And then finally, this unit moved forward, taking aim once again, ready to try and whittle down the Valkyrie. We'll see. The air power of the Scions is going to start, I think, tipping the balance in your favour. If I don't destroy it, it's going to be a problem. But when it is gone, it's gone. Everything else comes back in this game. But once the planes are gone, that's it. They're your assets destroyed. So we shall do our best to do that. We'll be back in the guard. Traitor Guard. Shooting phase. Turn 2. Starting off again with the Hunter-Killer teams. The 2 RPGs are going to flash out and try and strike into the Vulture. RPG! 2 hits. Whoa. Come on. I need 5s again. I've got 1. Okay, this will be AP -2, so you'll be on a 4 up. Ooh. Now you can use a CP reroll here if you want to. You have currently got 3 CP in the bag, so you've got enough for reinforcements if I do kill any Scions.
It is tempting. Go on, I'll have a cheeky little go.
A little CP reroll. Oh, James, live by the tray, die by the tray. I'm sorry.
Die by the tray.
I know it feels bad, but we do live by the tray. We do die by the tray, and we've got to stick to those rules. So damage.
A That's just obnoxious.
There's going to be a lot of viewers now be like, Mordians, fix me the banner report. It's like, I'm not, we live by the tray. Oh my, we die by the tray. Oh my God. So, but you're not dead. In fact, you've got 4 wins left. You can leave that 4 on there if you want, because you've still got 4 wins left. Okay, well now we're going to come over to this blob here. And they're going to fire everything into your Valkyrie. Now, we'll do the big stuff on camera and the little stuff off camera. So we've got 2 auto cannons. These are hitting on 4s. 1 hit, but it's not an auto wound because I moved. But it is a regular wound. Now, this will be a 3-up save. That's 3 damage. Flat 3, so you're down to 11 wounds. Oosh. Oosh. And then we've got 2 plasma guns, and we're going to overcharge these. 2 hits, because I take aim. 1 wound. AP 3, so 5 up. See, the tray giveth.
But the tray have definitely taken away.
The tray has taken away, but the tray has giveth as well. So that's nothing. And then 2 hazardous checks for me. No one dies. And then I'll do the rest of their little bits off camera. A bunch of auto guns and scavenge las guns. Alrighty ho ho. After this squad's little bits had fired off into the Valkyrie, we did no more damage there, but we were able to bring it down a couple more wounds from fire from this squad here. Lots and lots of plasma, a surprising amount. We had 3 plasma guns and 3 plasma pistols, and it was like, this feels weird getting to fire like 9 plasma shots rapid fire into the Valkyrie, but it did manage to get us an extra wound, which is nice. Unfortunately, one of the sergeants did fail his hazardous check, and he is no more. And then we did the little heavy bolter squad off camera. They weren't able to do anything. Nothing was really in range over here, so they didn't do much. So the only bit we've got left to do on camera is this squad. Now, unfortunately, because of the this big crate here, I actually can't see very much. So what I've got is basically an autocannon and 3 las guns going into the vulture, and then I've got an autocannon going into these scions here. So we'll do the first autocannon going into the vulture. That will be 2 hits, James. What? 1 minute. I fired 3 shots. Autocannons I have 3 shots. I'm a cheating scumbag. We'll try again. I got no hits. There you go.
The climatic justice at work.
Exactly. And then the 3 las guns. 3 hits, 1 auto wound. 2 wounds. Ooh. He does get a 1. You're down to 3 wounds on the vulture. And then we've got the other autocannon, which is just going to slip a cheeky wound past here, hopefully. 1 auto wound and another hit. 2 wounds on your scions. I think you're getting cover from this. So yeah, you're fine.
Excellent.
Nice. Crowd 20mm. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Oh no, it's actually all right. All right, so that is the end of Traitor Guard turn 2. We've actually whittled the flyers quite effectively. This vulture is down to 3 wounds now, which means it's going to be degraded, only hitting on 5s. And the Valkyrie has taken 5 wounds. So I think we might get one of those flyers in our turn 3, but we'll see. We'll see. We've got to wait, because who knows what's going to be going on, because we're going into Scion turn 2 first, and James will have a chance to strike retribution into the black hearts of my traitors. We'll be back with Scions turn 2. The blade of the Imperium has fallen upon the neck of the traitors. But will it cut through, or will the dark gods force it to bounce off? It's quite a good bit of imagery, that, wasn't it? Not too bad. Not too bad.
Commissariat has been teaching you well.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. So, to put it in more layman's terms, it's Scion turn 2. James has executed Operation Move Behind Them. It does what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Does what it says on the tin. So you have zoomed your vulture around here to try and get an angle on the missile team there. Potentially opening up your rear to some shooty.
Probably going to die at some point.
But might as well go out in style.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. And then you moved your Valkyrie over here, and we thought it'd be really cool if we sort of parked it back this way and the ramp was down and the chaps have jumped out on top. So we don't know if we're allowed to do that by the rules, but by God, we're going to do it. It's my battle bunker, and I will allow it. It's a cool idea, James. Cool idea should be rewarded.
Definitely.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Indubitably. So that was essentially your movement and everything. Oh, the Giga Blob is moving forward. So now we shall get into some shooting, and we're going to start off with the Vulture. And where are you targeting?
I think I'm going to put the cannons into the 20-man blob.
Here?
The back, yes.
Okay, and the heavy bolter into the missile
Into the
team?
missile team.
Okay, so have you got your dice ready, sir?
I've got my dice ready.
Okay, roll them funky dice. Live by the Trey, die by... Hey! Trey has given you lots of hits now. So
knock dice, does that count?
No, don't worry about it. So what we'll do is we will let you pull your dice out, and we'll be back in a second. James, can you roll and hit on something other than a 6, please? My God, 11 sustained hits! So you should have hit with about a third, and instead you will have hit with over half because of sustained hits. Nice. My God, sir. My God. Well, get your dice together. Let's get some wounds going. Oh, here we go. Roll. Live by the Trey. There we are. So we'll let you pick your wounds out, and then we'll come to my saves. 16 wounds. It's bad. It burns. It burns. And I would say because of the angle that you are at, I'm not getting cover there. That's just a straight line down there. So it will just be 5 ups. And I don't have a feel no pain in there either. So this could be spicy. 1, 2, 3, 4 dead. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dead. Whoa. That is the better part of a blob wiped out. My God, sir. Let's see if I've even got 10 ablative rifleman wounds to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, but then I won't be in coherency. So no, I'm going to have to lose one of my sergeants. Damn your eyes, sir. You've absolutely, I would say decimated me, but you've done far better than that. They're all dead, Jim. They're all dead. Oh, my God. Well, let's go over to your heavy bolter now. 3 shots. Get on that 50. Well, it's more than a 50, but go for it. No hits, though, because you are hitting on 5s now.
That could be a problem.
Whoa. There we go. All right. So that was your Vulture. What we'll do is we'll do your Valkyrie, that squad, and this squad off camera. But we'll give this squad a chance to unleash hell on camera. So we'll be back with them. And once the dust had settled, the Giga Blob was able to kill about 4 more from over here. And Strachan, or Pseudo-Strachan, is looking a bit thin. All of the Voxcasters and Riflemen have been killed. The only people left are the 4 Flamers, 2 Sergeants, and Pseudo-Strachan himself. So looking a bit thin there, but not too bad, not too bad. That it concludes all of your other bits of firepower, but there is one last thing we want to do on camera. We want to show off one of these sound squads, and it seems cool to do the one that has just jumped out of the plane. So you have in here, James, 2 Flammenwerfers, 2 Flamers. So let's roll the number of shots for them first.
Waffen and Flammens.
10 shots! That burns, literally. That's spicy. So wounding on 3s. So there's that 7 wounds.
7.
Okay. That's 6, that's 7. So Flamers ignore cover now. So I am only on a 5 up. 1, 2, 3. And then I get my feel no pains. No. So 4 have died so far. So we'll put a little 4 next to them. We'll remove the casualties at the end. So 4 have died so far. You then have 2 volley guns. Now these will have 4 shots each. So 8 shots hitting on 3s. You will get to reroll 1s as well, because Scions always get to reroll 1s. So,
wow.
yeah. So, there you go. You've got it. Excellent.
Yep.
Not quite, unfortunately. And then you've got to wound on 3s. Excellent.
3 wounds,
And these will be AP -1, but I am in cover, so 5 ups for me. No. Wait a minute. Oh, no, 3 more have gone. So that's another 3 there. And then you have got 2 plasma pistols. 1 from a sergeant, 1 from a commissar. Both hitting on 3s.
Not overcharge.
Not overcharge. Okay.
Just to make that very clear.
2 hits. 1 wound. I will get a 6-up save because it's not overcharged. Nope. And I feel no pain. Nope. Apparently, you do feel the pain from plasma. So we'll put that one up a pip. And then you have got 5 rifles. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5 rifles in rapid fire range. So that's 10 more shots. Reroll the 1s. Take out the 2s. The 6s don't get sustained because there's no officer. Well, there's no Militarm officer here. Wounding on 4s. Yeah, they're putting the work in. 5 wounds.
Pretty tasty.
Pretty tasty. I stopped 2 of them. And just 2. So another 3 will die. So you have cleared that squad. You have taken 11 of them out of action. So we'll remove those casualties. And we'll see how thin that mob looks. And this is what it looks like once all of my dudes have died. James, you're a bad man.
Very bad man.
You're a bad man. Now, technically, I should have taken a few battle shock tests from your vulture. I forgot about it. We checked its stats and realised that's the ability it had. But fortunately, it wouldn't have made a difference because you take a battle shock test at the time the vulture shoots you, but then when it comes over to your turn, you're fine again. So, and because these squads were above half strength each time they've been shot at the time, beginning of my turns, it's been okay. But obviously going forward, battle shock's going to really matter because we're starting to get towards the objectives. And of course, also it could affect me being able to use stratagems and stuff on them. Like if I fail my battle, if you'd killed all those and I'd failed my battle shock, I wouldn't have been able to reinforcement them, for example. So fortunately, guys, it hasn't made a difference, but we're going to make sure we keep an eye on it now because now it is going to matter. Assuming that the 3-wound vulture does survive. All right, so that is the end of the Scion turn. Let's go over to the Blood Pact, turn 3. Blood Pact, turn 3. Surprise, surprise, the big blob, well, the remaining big blob, stay still. They are going to try and destroy this vulture. They will have take aim on them, so they can do that. Speaking of take aim, I've also put it on the missile team because I figured the more chances of destroying what, frankly, is the thing that's doing the most damage to my army, the better. We then didn't give an order to this squad because he used it over here. And they're just going to try and do what they can over here. Do a bit of shooting, and we might even get charging. I've got a power fist, James. Be afraid. Be very afraid. And then, over here, I went for move on this blob with the Deathclaw Marshal, and they went over here. And then Strachan's mob realised that this plane isn't actually flying. It's hovering. It is a skimmer. And Strachan has decided he wants it. He wants it for himself. So Strachan might punch a plane to death, which would be pretty cool if he does. Should mention Battle Shock. Failed over here, but used the Deathclaw Marshal to do Insane Bravery for 0 CP. Failed over here, but spent my CP to pass it with Insane Bravery. And Strachan's mob passed it. Everyone else was okay. So once again, Battle Shock has had no impact. More like Battle Cock. All right. That is my movement and command phase. Now it is time to go into the shooting. Breaking with tradition, rather than shooting the RPGs first, we're going to shoot this mob because more of them can see the flyer now and the RPGs might end up coming over and doing something else. So we'll see. So starting off with the 2 auto cannons. 3 hits, but no lethal hits. 1 whole wound. It's a live or die, 3+. Live by the trade, die by the trade. Ah! CP reroll. Or
It's going to have to be, I think.
I do have a lot of plasma and stuff. So it might die. If you think it's going to die anyway.
I think probably its time is up, isn't it? Kind of wanted to hold out to see if you could get your RPGs to shoot at it. But...
Go on, no, it's fine. If you have 3 CP. So you can do this and also reinforcement. In fact, you might have... I think you've got 4 CP.
Yeah, I think I should have 4.
You've got
I've
4.
not done anything.
You spent 1 CP. Yeah, so you've got 4 CP, so you can afford this reroll right now.
Okay, here we go.
Ah! It's dead. Now, does it explode on a 6-up?
No.
Okay, so you just decided that the
Consistent
James luck is back now, and you're
this
just
is how I play 40k.
you're just roll. Yeah, you roll with the punches. There you go. But it's always only punches. Okay, so that was just a couple of autocannons. Boom, nice. So I guess whilst it might make Strachan a bit sad, I feel like it would be remiss of me not to launch 2 RPGs into the side of this hovering green hawk. So hit it on 3s. 1 auto wound, 1 regular hit. No wound. So 1 single wound. AP2. You are on a 4-up. Ah, it's another 2. How many wounds has it got left? 9. Okay, so it's not going to die.
Yeah.
It's not going to die. 1. I'm going to CP reroll it.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. I got 4 CP. 5. Now it's down to 4 wounds. Okay. I have to say, I've been in my online videos and stuff, I have poo-pooed the crack rockets, but they've been doing work because they're such like a nothing threat that people like often just like ignore them and stuff. But yeah, it's so covert, it's overt. And then to be honest, that's just so cool. Just like Super Six going down. Super Six going down. Like I think the road is okay. I think it's okay. Then the fucking thing just like blows up. So I think I'm going to do the rest of my shooting off camera because it's like little bits. So we'll do the rest of it off camera and we'll see if we manage to kill. I think I'm going to try and kill the plane in combat. So I'm going to do the rest of my shooting maybe like up here. So we're back.
Great.
In just a moment. Brilliant. Action Mordian here. We are coming back a little bit earlier than expected because Strachan's squad decided they weren't going to shoot the Valkyrie because we want to try and punch it to death. So instead, they measured and they were in range of the Scions. And I was like, oh, don't worry, James. It's like 46. Average is like sort of 12 or 14. So yeah, 20 hits later, followed by 17 wounds. Ignoring cover. James, roll your saves.
I'm a sad boy.
I'm a sad boy.
Well, maybe. Let's see what this does. I'm a sad boy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the squad's definitely dead, but they're going to come back with reinforcements. But the commissar might be dead as well. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he might only have 3 wounds. Check your data sheets.
Ooh.
Is it 3 or is it a 4?
3.
So the whole squad is dead. Unfortunately, the coolest commissar model has now died, but you can instantly spend your 2 of your CP, and you have a Voxcaster in there. So if you roll me 1 dice, James, no, it costs you 2 CP. If you roll a 5 plus, it would have cost you 1 CP. So they are dead. We've cleared the objective. Just absolutely just incinerated. Like, don't you let it burn. Absolute inferno. But the Scions scare easily, but they'll be back and in greater numbers. So that's all of my shooting done now. We need to go into the combat. And I can probably just go straight into this because Strachan's going to charge a plane. You can Overwatch me if you like.
Let's do that.
Let's do some Overwatch. So I'll move these dice out of the tray here. So let's make it clear to the viewers what's happening. Strachan is charging, and his squad, which is the red squad just in front of the wall there, is charging this Valkyrie here, and the Valkyrie is overwatching. Now you can, this will be your last CP.
Yep.
But you don't think you're going to need it for anything else?
Well, I've got the 2 left, haven't I, for bringing my reinforcements.
You've already done that. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
This will be your last CP for the round
now.
if you spend it.
Yeah.
So you'll get 2d6 shots on the rocket pods. That's 6, and you'll get +2 to that because there's more than 5 in the unit. So you'll get 8 shots on the rocket pods.
Awesome. Fishing for some 6s.
Indeed. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. But you do need to wound with these, but it is wounding on 2s. Nice, there you go. There'll be no cover for me. I'm just out and proud. So 2 guys will die. I'm gonna go for 2 of those flamer troopers because I want the power weapons sergeants to try and help finish the plane in case Strachan doesn't quite manage it. And then you've got your heavy bolter, which will be 6 shots from the heavy bolters, 2 of them.
Yep.
Look at the 6s. No. And then you've got the multi-laser. 1 hit. 1 wound. And it killed something! Hooray! The first time in the history of multi-lasers, one actually achieved something. Killed a flamer man. Nice. Come on, camera. Look at the beautiful model, camera. There we go. Did for a second. Okay, so now we're going to try and charge in. I don't think I should fail. Nope, I'll be fine. So
I would like you to measure it, please.
No. So we'll move in. So Strachan is going to have 6 attacks. Okay, we'll do him first. He's going to try and do the plane on his own. He has 6 attacks. Because he's leading a squad and he charged, he gets 4 rerolls to hit, 4 rerolls to wound. Okay, so miss. But that one goes straight through because he gets lethal hits in combat. Okay. Oh, the 1s into 1s. Unlucky. And then we are wounding you on 5s. 1 with a full reroll. No. So 2 wounds. Now, I don't need to alarm you, but you need to pass both of these or the plane is going to die. Now, you're going to be on a 5 up because Strachan's AP -2, but when he's leading Katjans, he gets AP -3.
Wait, am I being a leader makes you better, more armor piercing?
No, the squad that he's leading makes him better armor piercing.
That still doesn't make any sense.
Oh, he lives!
Oh, that's
You got 2 wounds left. All right, now I've got to try and hit you. Oh, I don't have power weapons in the squad. Oh, foolish me. So, because it's not a catcher, it's not an infantry squad. So now I just have 3 regular attacks. No, because 1 because of fixed bayonets. 1 wound, a whole wound at AP1. You do fail it, so you are going to be alive on a wound, sir. A single wound. But that's it. That's my turn. Strachan, he kind of flubbed it. Because it's not real Strachan, it's pseudo Strachan.
Wish.com Strachan.
Wish.com Strachan, exactly. All right, so that is the end of the Blood Pact turn 3. Not bad. We've killed Squad Scions, although they will come back. And we have destroyed 1 plane, and 1 plane is very, very badly burned. But now we're going to go over to Scion turn 3, and those reinforcements are about to come in, and they might just make the difference. I think I've done a good job, but what if I've only made things worse? We're about to find out in Scion turn 3. Imperium turn 3. And there's been some difficult decisions made. James ummed and ahed. He agonized. He tossed and turned many sleepless nights. Well, about a minute of chatting between me and him. And he decided not to fall back with the flight. Even though it's only on 1 wound. Because if it falls back, it can't shoot. And it will not be able to get out of the threat range from my various heavy weapons. And considering it's on a wound, that's not good. And if he falls back, I might even, because I've got 5 CP in the bank, just do a cheeky Overwatch. Hit a 5+ with rocket launchers. It's not a bad shout. I only need to get 1 or 2 through, and that'll be good by Valkyrie. So you decide to stay in, and even though you're going to be -1 to hit, but you're -1 because you're degraded, so it doesn't really matter. You're going to try and finish off the squad you're in combat with, or maybe shoot somewhere else. So the Valkyrie is staying, and hopefully, it probably means it's going to die this turn because Strachan might punch it in the face, but we'll see. Elsewhere, we have got the reinforcements. We are going in with the second wave. Wait, what happened to the first wave? Don't ask about the first wave. The squad that got absolutely burninated has returned as Burninated Squad Mark II. They've dropped down and they are ready to get Rwenge on these guys here, which is the squad that was sort of charging up the field. Didn't actually do any damage to them, but they distracted them whilst the Flamers crisped them up. So that's happened over there, and then you've moved Gigablob forward.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting pretty close, James. It's getting feisty. I've been kind of ignoring you for a bit, but I don't think I can do that any longer. If there's any survivors left from your volleys. But speaking of your volleys, I think it's time we go into your shooting. Mm-hmm. And we can just sort of go straight into it if you want to. Do you know where you're going to start off?
Shall I shoot into this first, since it will die soon?
You're going to shoot the Valkyrie straight into Strachan's squad. Okay, well, let me just clear the tray. I'll be using those dice. Ooh, there we go. So,
2d6.
2d6 for the missile, for the rocket pods, yes. That was just 6, and there's no extra for blast now, because you've done a good job of killing me. Nothing. But I'm going to let you, you get to roll more attacks, because you should have attacked me in combat last turn. 1 second. 3 attacks. We're going back in time here a little bit. 3 attacks in combat from the previous turn. 1 hit, and you're winning me on 2s. There you go. You can kill an extra guy. That's just me not forgetting what you could have done last turn. So we've done that there. Don't worry, dear viewers, we've caught it. Right, now we're travelling back to the present. You've shot your rocket pods, so now it's time for the heavy bolters.
Heavy bolters.
Okay, so that's 2 hits because of sustained hits. And I think that's an auto wound as well because you stayed still.
Oh, right.
So you've got 1 auto wound in the bag, so you just need to roll 1 wound. No. So 1 wound, which I do fail. So another guy is going to die. I'm down to 1. The multi-laser! The mighty multi-laser! Come on!
Oh,
2 auto wounds. I have died. So you know what that means, don't you? Send in the next wave. Get them and drive them. So I have lost my Catachan blob, but I'm going to spend some of my CP, which has been building up, and I will actually bring those back next turn. But I've spent it now, so I can't do it elsewhere. So if you pick off a few of the squads like you've been trying to do, you've been weakening me, then you might actually cause me some permanent casualties.
Let's hope so.
So who do you want to do next?
Should we do this reinforcement squad into this squad here?
Yes, let's go for it. So you will have 2 flamers. Flame me back.
Flaming time.
Let me down. 7 hits. 7? The blessed number. So you'll be winning me on 3s. Oh God, flamers are. This building is just a column of flame at this point. So I'll be on 5 ups. So 4 go through, and then 6 ups. Nope. So 4 go through. So dead. That's a squad gone. I can't reinforce them because I've already done it. And then we're going to take the grenade launcher guy, and we're going to take the Voxcaster guy. Okay, so then you've got 2 volley guns. This will be 8 shots, sir. No sustained hits or anything like that. So, yeah, that's just what you've got.
Yep.
And then wounding on 3s. Okay, so that's 4 wounds. Clear dem dice. Okay, so this will be 5 ups. No. So that will be 1 dead, 2 dead, and my officer has 1 wound left. Can you finish him off? Do a plasma pistol from your sergeant. See if you can get the duelist aim in. Yes. And then a 2 to wound. Yes. And I'm gone. So James, you've completely wiped out that blob. Officer gone. Everything gone. I've taken some casualties. And you've got this squad. Shall we just keep going?
Yeah, let's just keep going.
So You can see my autocannon here, even with the ruin, but you have moved forward a bit. So I'm going to say like these ones can see, these 4 can't. So that will give you your 3 volley guns because of the command squad, and it will give you a flamer, a plasma pistol, and it will give you 5 rifles.
Excellent.
So you can do your flamer
first.
Flim flam, big 2, 3 to wound.
1 wound.
I'm okay. Fine. And then you've got the 3 volley guns, which will be a eye-watering 12 shots. And you went for move this time, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you're hitting on 3s, but with full rerolls because I'm on an objective. Okay, so take the 1s and 2s out and reroll those. Okay, now take that 1 out and then add it. Wait. You've got sustained hits because you're officer, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Add 6 more dice back in. You hit with more dice than you rolled.
Always fun.
Always good. I mean, I'm getting quite... My arsehole is puckering, I'm not going to lie, James. So now you're winning me on 3s, but there's no rerolls here. This is what Scions do there. They just cut through like infantry, like a hot knife through butter. That will be 9 saves on my end. That's 6. 9. So I'm in cover, so it's going to be 5 ups. I've done quite well there. Feel no pains. No. So 4 are going to die. So now you've got your 5 rifles, which may be enough. Do you want to pass me a tape measure? Or do you want to do it? I think you're just 1 rifle in. I'll give you 2. 2 in, 3 out. There you go. So instead of 5 shots, you'll get 7 shots.
Yeah.
Seems the fairest way of eyeballing it. So I've lost, let's be clear here, I just lost 4 guys.
4.
So I'll take those off now before I lose count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
7.
7 shots, hitting on 3s, re-rolling everything. Okay, so take those 2s out, but then put them straight back in because you got 2 sustained hits. And then wounding on 4s. Ooh, not bad. 5 wounds. 5 ups. So I stop 2 and I stop another. So 2 more of my blokes will go down. This man, and I'm going to put a wound on an autocannon team. Okay, so now you've got plasma pistol. This 1 plasma pistol here is in range. Hits. Wounds. Fail. Fail. So that autocannon team will now die. All right. And I think that might be everything because I think this ruin is going to... I might stop you from shooting past here.
Yeah.
It's been limiting you a little bit so far, but you've had to kind of stick on there to hold the objective.
Plasma guns, believe?
Yeah, but that's the ruin, so you can't see over that, unfortunately. Yeah, so no shooting over there. Oh, well, you could shoot into Strachan.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, you could shoot into Strachan. So we'll let you see through the tank because tank's more there just for aesthetic purposes more than anything else. So I think you'll all be in range, but you won't be in fire range. So you're going to have 2 plasma guns. Now, are you going to overcharge against Strachan? He's a bit of a beast.
Yeah, let's do it. I haven't overcharged at all, so
okay,
yeah, let's
let
overcharge.
me find his data sheet. There it is. Pseudo Strachan. Right, I'm ready. Right, so you have 2 plasma guns. Are you going to overcharge? Yes, you are.
Yes, we're
okay.
overcharging.
So roll your dice. You stayed still, so that's an auto wound, but you've got nothing else going on. So roll that to wound. Ooh. 2 wounds. Okay, so Strachan has a 4+ invulnerable save. He's got a 3+ normal save, but it'll be a 4+ either way. So fail. I'll use a CP reroll there. No, and he's passed. So he's got 2 wounds left. Oh no, you overcharged. Yes, he's got 2 wounds left. Okay, so now you've got 2 volley guns, 4 shots, and I'm down to 2 CP.
Do you make it get hot?
Oh yes, 2 hazardous checks, please. No, you're fine. So now you need to do your 2 volley guns, 4 shots, 1 miss, 3 hits, and 1 wound, which Strachan does fail, so he's on 1 wound, and then you've got 5 rifles. He's on a wound, boys. He's got to live. Survive! Survive! No, the 3 hits, the 2 ones don't. And then you're on 5. No, 4s. 4s. He's not toughness. 1 wound. A single 3-up save. Hooah! No! Strachan has died. That means your plane is actually going to live. Damn. Strachan is dead. I have to say, real Strachan did a lot better in the last battle report than pseudo Strachan. You might get relegated to regular Death Corps Marshal next game. Oh no!
No.
You were hitting on 3. You were hitting on 4s, weren't you?
Yeah.
Because of, we'll put him back on 1 wound.
Yeah.
There you go. That seems fair enough. Because that's that 1 lasgun hit or something. I think was on a 3, wasn't it, or something? There you go. Strachan's back on 1 wound. Well, everyone in the comment section is just like screaming at us, just like, no, what are you doing? It's like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Like, better than just going back and rechecking which plasma guns hits on 3s and which hit on 4s and everything. So yeah, that's fine. Strachan lives on a wound. Yeah. There you go. So, all right. So that is your shooting. Have you got any charges? There is potentially a charge here.
Yeah, let's get the big blob in the big blob.
All right, so do I ever watch? No, it's fine. So roll your dice and see what you get. That's not a charge. And you don't have any CP left.
No.
There you go. That was quick. Excellent. Right, on to combat. I am the defender, so I'm going to go first. Strachan's going to try and hit the plane. He technically he's not leading anyone anymore, so he's hit with everything, but he hasn't got any bonuses for doing so. 1 second. Each time makes a melee attack. Oh no, I can still reroll the hit rolls and wound rolls. That's fine. No, I didn't make a charge move, so no, I can't. I thought I was cheating you. No, I'm not cheating you. It's okay, James. Don't worry. I have caught myself. So basically, long story short, you have taken 2 wounds at -2, 2 4-ups. You have to pass both of these. No! And you haven't got a CP. Explosion!
Come on.
No. So Strachan has managed to kill the plane. There you go. It was a close run thing then. I thought there was a chance he wasn't going to do it because he hasn't got all his buffs. And then I thought the plane was just going to like run him over, which would have been quite hilarious. But as it is, the plane has gone down. So just taking a scope out here for a second, boys. Looking at the battlefield end of turn 3, I have destroyed 2 of James' planes and my infantry has taken horrendous casualties. I've actually taken a full blob of infantry and a command squad as permanent casualties. They're not coming back. But I feel like I might have taken 2 full blobs. I feel like maybe. No, I've got this 20-man blob here that's now reduced. Yeah, so 1 25-man blob's fully gone, but 1 20-man squad is about to come back. I too can reinforcement. Let's see what that looks like in turn 4, Traitor Guard. Hup, 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 hup. Send in the next wave charge. The Traitor Guard are bringing in their Kazachan reinforcements. It's burn, baby, burn time. These Scions thought that they were pressing the attack, but actually they have been outfoxed by their cunning Blood Pact. I think that's actually quite thematic because the Blood Pact are meant to be really well trained. And if you've read, I think it's the 5th Gaunt's Ghost book when they're assaulting like the Sky cities and like the Blood Pact like a lot of the guard regiments underestimate them and they're like, oh, they're just cultists. And they draw people into quite a horrendous ambush. No spoilers there, don't worry. I'm not telling you what happens, but it's a very good book and it showcases how the Blood Pact are not regular cultists. So I quite like that my guys have drawn you into an ambush. It's very, very packed. Over here, we have consolidated this blob around here, just trying to use the cover to stop the Scions from killing us. They can't kill us. We can't kill them. Both of us are just going to sit on an objective. And it's good times.
How it's going to be.
How it's going to be. Heavy Bolter Squad over here has continued to just chill out and Heavy Bolter. Same for Missile Squad. And this unit has actually moved forward. I figured if we're going to try and kill a big Giga Blob of Scions, we need every man jack of them. So we've moved them round. This squad received Take Aim. And this squad over here has received Take Cover just in case. And of course, the Pseudo Strachan has moved over here and he is going to try and maybe get a cheeky charge off over there. But I think if he does, even if he kills a lot of people, he is going to get his face smashed in. But that's fine. He's on 1 wound. He's on 1 wound. Just out of curiosity, guys, we obviously just sort of fudged the whole Strachan being on 1 wound because we didn't want to go back and redo the whole thing. But if any of you were paying close attention to the dice, let us know if he would have survived or if he would have died. We've done it that way because it was just the quickest way, but kind of curious, see if he would be on more than 1 wound or if he would be dead. But anyway, we'll now get into the rest of the Blood Pact turn, and we might as well just go for it. No point in messing around. We'll start off with the Bernie Squad. Everything firing into the Scions. 4 flavor time, baby! Ooh, it's not as spicy as it was. That's only 11. Now, that's the lowest I've ever rolled with my 4 flamers. Yeah, I got CP to burn. I'm going to re-roll this one. Yeah, there we go. So now we're up to 14, which is the average. Okay. So that's 9. So that will put me down to 4 CP. And that's 14. All right, James, I'm going to burn your bottom. All right, here we go. Looking for 3s. Oh, it's done it again. It's always on camera. Always. People who watch the Necron Battle Book will attest. I cannot roll dice on camera. Look at that. I meant to put on 3s. Right, it's 6 wounds, James. You are on a 4-up save, sir. You've failed the majority, but you do get 6 up. Feel no pain against this because you have a medic in the squad. No. So 4 of your blokies have died. We then have 1, 2, 3, 4 las guns in rapid fire range and 2 las pistols. So that will be a total of 10 las gun shots in rapid fire range. And then we're going to have another 10 las gun shots, which are out of rapid fire range. Here we go. That's from all of these guys around here. So hitting on 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you could just clear those away from me 1 moment. Let's tip them down there. That's fine. And then wounding on 4s. 2 more wounds, James. That's it. So 2. These will be 3-ups. Oh, snake eyes. So 2 more of those guys are going to go down.
Running out of las guns.
Running out of rifles, yeah. And then we've got this squad, which is going to go next. Now I've got 2 plasma pistols at the front from the squad sergeants, and these are actual plasma pistols as well. So these will be hitting on 3s, and we're going to overcharge them. 1 hit, 1 wound, sir. Now you will be on a 6-up save because of cover. Nope, and then 2 damage. So 2 6-up feel no pain. You need to pass both of them. No. So that's 1 more. Yeah, 1 more dude dies. Just the 1.
Ooh.
Oh, he's stuck in the tray. All right, and then we've got 3 plasma guns, 2 in rapid fire range, 1 not in rapid fire range. Okay, that goes away. I'll do all my hazardous tests. afterwards. So that will be 4 more wounds, sir. And these again will be 6-ups because you have the cover. Stop 1 and then roll these 3 dice, the 3 fails, and then any successes, roll them again. And that's the statistical equivalent of rolling Feel No Pains.
Okay.
Just, it's a very fast way of doing it. So no, you didn't need to do any rerolls. Because if it's essentially, rather than rolling 2 dice, 2 dice, 2 dice, you roll 3 dice, any successes, roll again, and that's essentially 1 guy taking 2 damage. As it is, you have lost 3 more guys there. Now I have a grenade launcher, 2 rifles, and an autocannon left. So we'll go for the frag grenade. Yes, because it would have been it would have had obviously benefit from blast because it all happens at the same time. So that's 2 shots plus another 2 shots. So 4 shots. All hit, and now wounding on 3s because frag grenade's got a little bit more powerful. 2 wounds at 3-up saves. No, and a 6-up Feel No Pain on that 1 fail. No, so 1 more is going down. And then we've got the auto cannon hitting on 4s. No, and then we've got the rifles, which 1's in rapid fire, 1's not. So they all hit. 1 wound. 1 singular wound, sir. From the AK guy. Nope. AK guy, got 1. Yes. Okay, so that squad's pretty badly mauled. In terms of other shooting, realistically, I mean, I've got a couple of RPGs that can shoot into those Scions there, but I don't actually think Heavy Bolter Squad can see anyone. No, they can't. The building's in the way. So we'll do a couple of frag rockets into your reinforcement squad here. So 2d6. Brilliant. So that does become 3 per 1 because of blast, but it could be a lot more. 2 hits and 2 also wounds because they stay still. So 2 3-up saves. You're fine. So that is all of my shooting. I will do a charge though.
Yeah.
So Pseudo-Straken is going to try and charge you. Yeah, on a 10, no problem. He's just going to come straight through the wall to there. And then I'm going to charge you. Ugh. I want to charge you here, but it'll take me off the objective. So instead, I'm going to charge you here. And they're going to try and return to their glorious master, Pseudo-Straken. Go try and go for it. Oh! I have the CP. I'm going for it. Ah! So I'm down to 3 CP now. So I don't make the charge with my big blob. So the only combat we've got left to do is this one. We might as well go straight for it. Straken striking first because he charged. He gets 4 rolls to hit and to wound because he made a charge this turn. He's done it again. Pseudo-Straken, what are you doing? He will wound you 3 times. You'll get 4 times, sorry. 4 6-up saves. Nope. So he does manage to kill 4 of them successfully. For Rifleman, I imagine.
How did you know?
And then you get to fight me back. And you'll be able to, I reckon with pylons and everything, you'll be able to get all but, I think there's 1 guy back here won't be able to fight. Everyone else will be okay. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular dudes and Power Fist Dude. Do Power Fist Dude first.
Okay.
Because we want him to have a chance. So he gets 3 attacks.
3 attacks.
Hitting on the 4s. That's 2 hits.
2 hits.
Yes, no, you're okay. There's no objective there. That is 2 wounds. For dramatic effect. He has died. Pseudo-Straken, yeah, a couple of times when he rolled 1s into 1s. But unfortunate. Maybe I need to get some chaos dice. Maybe it's these Imperial dice. It's like Voldemort and they're trying to use the Elder one. You just can't. That's a bit of a... I've watched Do It Harry Potter. Mrs. Morden likes Harry Potter. Anyway, that is my turn, sir.
Well, that was a good fist off.
In your endo, sir. All right. So, end of guard, Traitor Guard turn 4. We have whittled 2 of the Scion units down, and the that was basically it. So going into Scion turn 4 next, we shall see what they're able to do. Turn 4 for the Scions, his Militarum Tempestus. And James and I have been a little bit cheeky. We've actually done most of the turn off camera, and you will see why in a moment. But I'll take you through where we're up to. At the end of last turn, James and I had actually made a small mistake. He'd left a Tempesta Prime from his command squad and a sergeant on the board. But actually you can't do that because you have to lose all the bodyguard people first. So off camera, we realized that, and we also realized how impactful that was going to be because James only had 1 CP. Technically, he'd lost all of his Scion squad, but he couldn't bring them back with reinforcements, which is a huge blow at this point in the game. We're both basically getting to a reinforcement duel, and there's nothing James could do about it because he just had the 1. So he had, at the beginning of his turn 4, once we'd corrected that, he had a Scion commander and a Master Vox. And he used that to give this squad here move, which allowed them to get up onto this objective, which they'll be able to hold not in their turn 4, but in their turn 5. Then the Scion commander came down here and he shot and charged the Blood Pact, but despite his best efforts to try and dislodge this unit, he was killed. The Blood Pact actually doing very well in combat. The Power Fist on my lieutenant just, I think technically it's a, what is it? It's not a Magir. I've read the Gaunt's Ghost books and they've got like the different ranks. Someone in the chat will be able to tell me. But anyway, the platoon commander, for lack of a better term, killed the attendant, and then the 4 veterans killed the Scion commander. So whilst he had a good effort, unfortunately, the Blood Pact did what they do, call and worship, and they killed him in combat. Now, what does this all mean? What does it all mean? Well, it means at turn 4, the Traitor Guard are on 5 points. But the Scions were only on 4. And this means that even if they held this point and this point at the end of turn 5, they'd only be on 6 victory points at the end of the game. Whereas if I just sit here on this point and now quite comfortably on this point because James can't threaten me because he's lost his reinforcements, I would be on 7 and I'd win by 1 point. So this means there's just one thing that James can do. Hanging back will not bring him victory. There's only one thing that will bring victory, and that is the base trade. James has moved out. He scored his points at the beginning of turn 4. He's now moved out, and what he needs to do is make a charge on this squad here. If he charges the squad and kills enough of them, then that means at the beginning of my turn 5, I will only be on 1 point, which means I'll only get 6. And provided that James can survive, he will also get 2 points at the end of turn 5, and he'll be on 6. So basically, if you're struggling to follow, this is the summary of it all. If James makes an 8-inch charge and kills enough here, he can draw the game. If he fails an 8-inch charge, there's no point in rolling. There's no point in playing turn 5. So James,
let's get the knuckle dusters on. Daggers out. Change clubs in. Come on, boys. Forwards.
In the tray.
For the Emperor.
No, but you've got a CP.
Well, let's do it again.
CP, we're going to get hyped. Let's do it, boys. Yes! There we go. James, get him in. Get him stuck in there, lad. Yes. Oh, my God. It always comes down. The first time in history a CP did something. All right, well, James, you have got in this squad 9 regular Scions with 2 attacks each. That will give you 18 attacks, and you will get full rerolls to hit because I'm on an objective.
Excellent.
That's pretty good. People think it's just for ranged weapons. It's not. It's when you're attacking someone who's holding an objective, you get full rerolls to hit, and then you'll get 3 power sword attacks. Power fist attacks, I would say. Why not take the fist? There's no to hit disadvantage anymore. So always hit the power fist.
The regular ones?
Yeah, so these are the regular ones. Hit on 4s, because you can re-roll that one just because that's cocked. And then if it fails, you can re-roll it as part of your things. Playing for the draws. 1 cheeky 3 in the middle there. Yeah, that's fine. Move those back. Yeah, that's good. Oh, he's only dropped 3. 15 hits! Drive them, men! Drive them! They don't like it up them, Sarge. These blood pack, they don't like it up them. Winning on 4s. It doesn't look bad. It looks about statistical, maybe even slightly in your favour. Okay, I'm going to just roll your dice for simplicity. So you have got here, you've got here 8 wounds. I just realised I've made a huge mistake throughout the game. Don't worry. I kept saying these guys didn't have a feel no pain. They actually have a 5 at feel no pain because of Death Court Martial. But don't worry, I will not go back and start adding people in from the casualties. We'll just remember it now. They do have take cover as their order, but that has not helped them. They've died, and now we have the 5 at feel no pain. I can't believe I was like, they don't have a feel no pain. Okay. I definitely got some flack from that. Oh, and it's kicked in. Oh, only 2 people have died. Oh.
Spicy.
Dead. We'll tell you what, we'll take this one here. Okay. So now you've got your start 3 attacks on the sergeant. 2 hits. Reroll those. 1 hit, sorry. 1 hit. Reroll them. 2 hits. And then 2 wounds, yep. And then 6 up to the take cover. And then roll these. No. So that's 2 more dead. Ooh, I think you might have done it. I'll take the autocannon just for simplicity. I think you might do it. We'll see. See what the total OC is going to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks back. Yeah, just 5 basic attacks back. 3 hits. 1 wound. 1 wound, yeah.
Yeah.
And you've passed it. Fine. Excellent. And I've just got my officer, Death Corps Marshal. I think it's just 3 attacks on the Death Corps Marshal. Oh, he's missed. He has wounded. Okay, now let's just work this out. Currently, you've got 10 OC on the objective, and I've got, unless I battle shock, I'm gonna have 11 OC. So you need this roll to see if this casualty matters. So that might matter. So he's gonna die, and so I think what's gonna happen is that feel no pain at the last moment. That's what saved me. Because if I hadn't had that feel no pain, if I hadn't remembered it, those 4 guys would be dead. And then even if I pass my battle shock, you would hold the objective. But as it is, because I've got a Death Corps Marshal in there, I can pass battle shock for free for 0 CP. They're so broken. They're so broken. Well, I'll tell you what. No, I mean, I was going to say I could use him as just like a Castellan. But I did pay the points for to be a Death Corps Marshal, but I haven't used it. It's kind of like 6 of one, half dozen of another. But yeah, no, so I think what's going to happen there is, obviously those 4 guys aren't dead. That was just like a hypothetical. So what happens is, even if I fail battle shot beginning of next turn, pass it automatically. And there you go. God. Remembering rules at the worst possible moment for James, for me. You know, yeah. Frustrating. I think, but there we go. So unfortunately, what that means is just because Scions are not technically battle line, they only become battle line when you take them with a sergeant, with a Tempestus Prime. What that means is that you still only OC 1. That's the problem.
Which is crazy for.
They need to be OC 2.
Like, cutting edge.
Yeah.
Your troops specifically. Like we talked about it, obviously jumping out of Tempestus Prime and all the firepower you can hammer down. Yeah. It's like that seems to be the troops for clearing objectives. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, by the way, they're doing that great at holding objectives.
So basically, what just for the viewers, just to explain, because I know we've sort of just to explain what's happened here. So essentially, I forgot that I had a Death Corps Marshal in here, and I've not been rolling his 5 no pain. I basically had one hand type hammer back the entire game, and then I remembered, like, oh wait, hang on, no, he has a 5 at feel no pain, and that caused 4 of my guys to live, and as a result, James didn't hold the objective. Now, if that had been Acadian Castellan, those 4 guys would have died, and you would have held the objective at the beginning of the turn, and so basically that would have meant that you would have got the draw. So I'm to be honest, James, I'm kind of okay with calling it a draw anyway, because he could easily have just been. I could have been using him as a Acadian Castellan the whole game. So I think it's a bit. It feels just from my own moral compass, it feels wrong that I just like remember and I just like take advantage of those rules at that point. So I'm going to say he actually is a Caden Castellan. He is. It wouldn't have made any difference on any of my shooting at any point. And there we go. We'll call that the draw. That just feels right to me rather than pulling a feel no pain out my ass at the worst possible moment. So James, very good game, sir. Okay. That feels much better. And I'll tell you what, let us tidy the board up a little bit and come back with a few minutes of final thoughts. And after all is said and done, the dust has settled. The game has ended in a draw. James, your losing streak has turned into a drawing streak. Does this mean one day the apprentice will become the master?
Unlikely. Given it's your full-time job.
That is true. It is still very much settling in that I get to play Warhammer for a job, which is kind of crazy. But that's thanks to the amazing support of the people I get from the community, all the channel members and the Patreons, and especially on the live streams as well. But going for some final thoughts here. For me, I just really enjoyed using the Blood Pact. I liked using the mixture of like the Catachans. Once again, the Catachans really impressed me. Those 4 flamers just coming in clutch a couple of times. And what I like about the Catachans is when they die and come back, they don't really need orders to be effective. They just flame. Whereas regular infantry, when they die and come back, really, they miss those orders, yeah. And I noticed from the Scion perspective, when your Scions came back, they almost didn't need orders.
Yeah.
Because they're just getting full rerolls from shooting people on objectives.
We're so close to all the objectives.
Yeah, exactly. And the one other thing that really stood out for me was the missile launcher team did better than expected. I think they kind of had free reign because they were quite a low priority target, but they were given enough time to actually, I think they basically did the majority of the damage to the 2 flyers.
The reinforcements thing is quite daunting as well, because while you could have just vultured them, however many shots it is, 2 times 18 shots into the missile launch crews, you're just damning it again because they're going to come back on full strength the next turn.
Yeah.
So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You're better off taking less strength. Maybe, I don't know. I don't play this enough to say that statistically now.
Well, I think you were doing a great job of you were thinning out blobs everywhere.
Yeah. I think it just, again, it's a Scion thing, isn't it? If you don't handle things very quickly, you lose that momentum.
Yeah.
It's the Glasshammer army, and it always has been, and it's fun to play because you end up doing epic like one-man stands and charges and stuff, but you've got to chalk it up that you're probably not going to win that much.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Scions, I think, are pretty good now. We were talking about Tauroxes giving 4-year-olds to wound and Scions getting easy access to 4-year-olds to hit, because this is, at the end of the day, even in open war, is an objective-based game. So that's really, really powerful. You're always going to be fighting over objectives. But I would say 2 times the Scions only having an OC of 1 has been very dicey.
Yeah.
They cause you to essentially, if I'd remembered to have been using my Death Corps Marshal, it would have basically meant you wouldn't have been able to get that objective, which is just wild that you outnumber me 2-1 and yet you still don't have the objective.
Yeah. When
you are essentially light infantry yourselves. But yeah, the Scion OC1 guys, and we'll delve into a little bit into the Death Corps Marshal thing and stuff in a moment, but the Scion OC1, I think, is a much bigger hindrance than you think, especially when you run Impure Scions.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if it's like your primary choices.
100%. What did you think of the Vulture, James? Lots of dice?
Oh, fun. It's always fun throwing big handfuls of dice every time. Vehicles feel pretty tough. There would have been a time, in 8th, that you would have just disappeared. Definitely, if not turn 1, turn 2.
Even to 3 missile launchers, just taken out. Yeah, I agree. I think they feel a lot tougher now. And did you... what was your feeling on the just gut feeling on the Valkyrie next to the Vulture? Did you think one did better than the other? Did you?
I can
Sword outside going nuts. Don't know if you heard that guy that sword outside was just shouting. Sorry, James, go on.
The Valkyries are just awesome, aren't they? Doesn't matter what sort of you use them in. They're cool in the fluff. They're cool on the tabletop.
Yeah.
They're cool models. Big flying tanks. Who doesn't love that?
They were always flying bricks, and now it feels like a flying Russ.
Yeah, massively. And again, if you got the las cannon on there and whatever else that you can do to them, they're pretty tasty.
I think you can get your vultures with anti-tank rockets, you know.
Yeah, is there a las cannon version as well?
There's a Vendetta, but that's like 250 points, and you get 3 las cannons.
Oh right, that's good.
I mean, they get 4 rolls to wound those las cannons, but
it's like 3 shots.
It's still 3 shots. There's 2 hit on 4s. It's 2.
What you really need is 6 las cannons.
yeah. Well, there would have been a time when they could have done that, but no, I don't think they're viable now, unfortunately. Yeah. But if you like playing James and you are thinking of getting back into 40k, because I know you're sort of right now, you're like, I've got all my Scions and you've got a ridiculous but action pile of shame. But if you are thinking of getting into planes, it's the light fighters now, the lightning and the Avenger Strike fighters. Those are really good. 130 points.
Oh wow.
Because they're more chimera toughness.
Yeah.
But they don't have any transport capacity. They're just flying guns.
Gunships.
Yeah. You're paying a lot of points for that T10 and that 2+8.
Yeah.
For me, it was another thing to mention is it was great using pure infantry. All the old lessons are still there. Waves after waves, just being able to dominate on objectives, just throwing people forward. If anything, I was probably being a little bit lazy, I'll just keep Heavy Bolter Squad here, but they kind of looked cool up there with their chaotic Heavy Bolter, their like Gatling gun, whatever it is. And speaking of the models, I mean, I kept catching myself just like looking at the blood patch. I just kept catching myself just I was like, I'm not really worried about what they're doing. They just look cool where they are.
We both grew up on the Gaunt's Ghosts novels, and to see a blood-packed army on the table, we were saying about this, about the table looks like the tables you see. You used to go into the Games Workshop stores and you used to see the tables and stuff.
Yeah.
And, I just desperately wanted that. I probably could have explaining a lot about my tables.
Yeah.
Seeing it on the tables and it's all coming together in your head as the story that's playing out. And thinking that for me is what tabletop gaming is all about.
Yeah, I've definitely found with 10th edition, because of how imbalanced it is at the top, and we've chatted and I've mentioned Eldar with they've got a 72% winner. The only thing that beats Eldar is Eldar, basically. I've not really had the motivation to go to tournaments. I do want to go tournaments, but I'm basically waiting for this September balance patch. And I'll, whether that fixes it or not, I think that's probably a natural time for me to start going anyway, because you could, I enjoy going to Shark Tanks, and I think for me, one of the enjoyments of the game is playing against the odds. But when I'm playing against friends, I don't want to have that feeling. I don't want to have the situation. So for me, it's just fun for James and I, you to bring your passion project, again, blowing the cobwebs off it, bringing out of retirement, finally getting the stars back on the board, and for me to use some blood pact. It feels a little Gaunt's Ghost versus sort of situation, because Gaunt's Ghost is quite elite veteran unit, aren't they? Yeah. Maybe that was Gaunt that got burnt to death. Oh my days. So one thing I just want to mention, because I know there's going to be some people that are going to be feeling a little bit strange about how I sort of swapped the Deathcore Marshal out for the Castellan at the end. For me, I think that was kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. I had not been using him as a Deathcore Marshal pretty much the whole time. I had not been using his Feel No Pain the whole time. And it just, to me, felt like, even though it wasn't, it kind of felt like a gotcha. Oh, James, I've just happened to remember at this one point that I've got this Feel No Pain that's going to absolutely decide the game and totally invalidate the tactic you've been doing. It just felt wrong. So for me, it was just a case of, look, I'm just not going to use him as a Deathcore Master. I'm just not going to use his thing there. It's just not right. And it could have had a huge impact on the game and your decisions made throughout it. So for me, it just felt like, look, I've messed up there. It's not right for me to bring the rule in. I've not been using him as a Death Corps Marshal pretty much. He's basically just been a dude who's been doing an order each turn. So that's it. Simple as. But for those of you that, if it kind of means, so for me, what I want to use that as an example more than anything else is the difference it makes. Jesus Christ, a 5 at Feel No Pain. I could have run 3 squads with that 5 at Feel No Pain, James, across the board, and I don't think you would have touched me.
Yeah.
The durability boost you get from it is insane.
I noticed that just you re-roll it, so like taking your armor save and then doing a
6 up.
Your 6 up, like you can feel it straight away.
Yeah.
Again, coming from bolt action and other games where you don't have a save, it's pretty like whoa, like you get 2 chances to not
die,
lose a model. Yeah.
And when we look at the casualties, we took some casualties, but at the end of the day, we've got to essentially the end of the game, and you still had 20 of 30 Scions left.
Yeah.
And I still had about 40 of 80 guard left. Yeah, we'd taken some casualties and some reinforcements had happened, but I think overall 10th edition is a bit less lethal, which is good because it was too lethal in 8th and 9th edition. But yeah, so I think we'll wrap up there, James. I just want to say thank you once again for coming down. It's been great. Every time I see your sounds on the board, man, I'm just like, yes, because you were the first person I knew that did a Pure Scion army. Yeah. You inspired me to do my Pure Scion army, so it's great to see the boys back out. Has it got your brain thinking? Are you going back to the Beat Laboratory, maybe try and mechanize Scions next time, motorized?
Yeah, I think keep playing, keep getting the models out. Be fun.
Nice. And maybe bolt action palette cleanser here and there. Yeah. Excellent. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that battle report back home. Let us know what you think. Of course, if you did enjoy it, make sure you smash that like button and also subscribe to never miss an episode. And if you've really enjoyed the video and you want to see more content like this and support us with what we do here on the channel, please consider becoming a channel member or Patreon supporter. It really is the lifeblood of the channel, and we couldn't do this full time without your support. But that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and of course, as always, I'll see you guys next time.